Still Crazy After All These Beers is brought to you by our friends at Michelob, crafting a better beer. And Porta Pong, the world's #1 best-selling inflatable beer pong table at portapong.com.
And it's another episode of Still Crazy After All These Beers in beautiful Mount Holly. They got me in the walls of a prison, Nick Johnson from Troegs Brewery.
Yeah, how you doing, Gary?
Doing great, man. Do you think a prison's a good spot for me to be, or what?
I hope so. I don't know. I mean, they got prison cells for you, so, you know, if we need to, we're going to lock you up a little bit later on.
I always thought one day I would end up.
One thing I did know, so the trees, so if you do get locked in here, you can just climb up the trees and get out, so.
Yeah, but I'm kind of old, man. I'm scared of heights, too.
After a few beers, maybe not, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Troegs Brewery's in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and wow, those brothers are putting out some damn good beer.
Yes, we are. So we're Troegs Brewing out of Harrisburg, PA. Been around since 1997. Chris and John Trogner run the brewery. So right now we're distributed in 8 states: PA, New Jersey, Delaware, Virginia, Maryland, Ohio, Massachusetts, and New York. So
now, after you said 8, I wasn't going to ask you which 8, because a lot of times it's like saying, what's the name of your 8 kids? And it's humming.
Yeah.
But you got that down real well.
I got that thing down. So.
Well, I'll tell you, I've always got some Troeg beer at home. Love it. What am I drinking right now? This is kind of unusual.
Yeah, so this is our Mad Elf, which is our holiday seasonal. One of our more popular kind of the beer geeky beers that a lot of people really get into. So this is a Mad Elf, normally brewed honey, cherry, chocolate malt, a Belgian triple, loosely, fruit beer, whatever you want to call it, it's the Mad Elf. 11% alcohol.
Oh my God.
So what we've done with this beer is, everyone's familiar with the Mad Elf, they've had it plenty of times. We actually took the Mad Elf, aged it in oak barrels.
So this is aged in oak barrels, so I'm getting a little bit of bourbon coming through, huh?
Correct, yeah. We got these barrels from Heaven Hill Brewery, or not brewery, distillery.
Distillery,
Yeah,
right.
those are 8 to 10-year-old oak barrels. We threw this beer in there, let it age 4 to 5 weeks on the oak. This actual particular keg, we kegged off in March. So the beer itself has been sitting in the keg for a few months now. It's had a little bit more time to develop. Up front, my first initial kind of taste, I got a lot of vanilla up front.
Absolutely.
So this is actually the second keg that we actually did of this beer. We did 4 sixels that we kegged off of this.
Okay.
So we had one at the the Extreme Beer Fest up in Boston. I brought one here. So that's a testament to the High Street Grill and what they're doing here in Mount Holly, New Jersey.
You know what, absolutely. We talked with John and Nancy a little bit earlier, and they are dedicated to bringing in some great beers, and the fact that you've made that effort to do that just really seconds it.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. I called the brewery, said, John wants something special. And, we were looking around what we had up in there, and someone said, how about a bourbon elf? I went, all right. So I'm sure we'll take it.
You know, I got to tell you, when Mad Elf came out, which was not that many years ago, I think you guys didn't recognize that demand would be as it was, and it created quite a rush for people to get it.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, this beer's been, I think we're on our 5th or 6th year. Don't quote me on that one. But we've had this beer right now. It's every year. It's our one beer that, as much as we don't want to talk about it, we're talking about it right now at the brewery. So we started brewing this beer in August. It takes a good amount of time to ferment, so we actually end up bottling the beer, shipping out in October, keg it in November, and we ship it out to our whole distribution network. But this beer has really been a driving force of the brewery, getting our name out there. I mean, this year we got to mention in Playboy, so. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Any chance they're going to maybe like fly out west and give you an overnighter there?
I was hoping so. I was hoping Chris and John would take me out to the Playboy Mansion. So I hope you guys hear that.
I noticed that's the one time you look directly into the lens, right?
So, yeah. But no, it's been a great beer to kind of promote the brewery image itself. It's a unique beer. You kind of classify it as like I said before, a Belgian triple, honey, cherry, chocolate. It's a fruit beer. You don't know what it is. It's the Mad Elf.
You know what's amazing is now, you know this as well as anyone else, Nick, that barrel-aged beers are so intensely popular right now. In fact, there's a category for it, a GABF, right. Great American Beer Fest. The distillers must love you guys because now they're finding life from these used barrels.
Yeah, I mean, before they were flower pots, now you can make beer out of them.
Absolutely.
So it's been a great thing. We actually just started experimenting with this. Now the bourbon aged Mad Elf is the first beer that we've actually done on the bourbon. Now we have a few other barrels at the brewery, been there since May 2007 that we've been aging with some Brettanomyces and some other wild yeast strains that we haven't done anything with them yet. They're still hanging out at the brewery. Every time I walk there, it's when I first started walking the brewery, like, what are we going to do with those? What are we going to do? It's been 2 years now, so those beers are sitting there ready to come out at some point. But
are the guys working on new flavors even now? I know they've released so many recently, but is it an ongoing process? I guess it is in some ways.
In a sense, I mean, we've been doing a series of beers called Scratch Beers, premises from scratch. That was when Chris and John originally opened up the brewery. They wanted to do a whole bunch of different beers. We kind of went a different direction, did the Pale Ale, the ESB, now the Hopback, Nut Brown Ale. Kind of went in more beers that are, to the average consumer will enjoy the beers. So now, 12 years forward, we're able to develop a lot of these beers, sell them brewery only, and not being a brew pub. It gives us an opportunity to actually do some fun stuff. So we've done up to 19 scratch beers right now.
Wow.
So that's kind of where we're going with this whole this segment of the scratch beers right now.
I'll tell you, you got a nice team. The brothers have established a nice team. Obviously, you're part of it. You know your beer, and you really love it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you drinking, by the way? Same thing?
I'm drinking the bourbon aged Mad Elf.
Oh,
So
my goodness.
there's I don't know if you can see on the keg right now, but we're the first brewery as you walk in. But the beer itself, you can see the humidity on the keg as the beer lowers. So that beer is going very quick. So like I said before, this is one of 4 sixtels that we actually brought off. So
It's impressive. Again, it says a lot about the event, and I think our crew probably likes this beer. What do we? Yeah. All right, there we go. So you got a nice endorsement there from Guy back here.
well, the cameraman back there, he's not even filming right now. He's just chugging beer. So
I wonder how many cameramen film while they're holding a glass of beer. I think too many do, though. All right, Nick. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to enjoy this Mad Elf, and I'll tell you what, it's absolutely remarkable. Cheers. Nick, thanks for joining us. Give our best to all the boys back in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
all right.
And we're going to see you next time on Still Crazy after all these beers. And cheers to you, Nick.
Cheers.
All right, brother. See you next time.